In a small neighborhood, a beautiful woman named Akila moved in one day, captivating all the men's attention. They would stare as she walked by. But Akila only had eyes for the wealthy. Among them was John, a successful car dealer who persistently pursued her with so many gifts until she gave him a chance and agreed to marry him. Their wedding was like a fairy tale, with hundreds of guests, delicious food and beautiful decorations. After the wedding, they moved into a grand house with a big garden. Akila lived like a queen, with John spoiling her with luxury cars, clothes and jewels. She changed cars every month, demanding a new one every 30 days, and John happily provided. Akila's wardrobe was like a supermarket, filled with clothes, handbags, luxury shoes, and accessories from top to bottom. John never complained even when she spent his money unnecessarily. Akila would drive around showing off her new cars and beautiful clothes, provoking envy among the other wives. People stared, wishing they had her life. What Akila didn't know was that there was a mystery behind John's wealth. A dark secret. After completing his National Youth Service, John struggled to find employment. He wrote to so many companies, but no one called him for an interview. One day, he entered a barber's shop, offering to learn. The owner accepted, and John quickly mastered the skill, attracting customers who waited for his magical hands. One day, an elderly man named Alhaji Salami came to cut his hair. He asked John how much he earned. John said 20,000 naira per month. Salami laughed and said, "That's poor pay." He gave John his card and told him to call. That evening, John called Salami and met him at a quiet place. Salami promised to make John rich, but warned him to follow instructions without questions. John agreed, and they drove to a lonely road. An old woman appeared with a black calabash, chanting strange words. John felt scared, but Salami warned him to keep quiet. After chanting, the old woman said,
"You will start having money from this very night. But to keep your wealth, you must lick a woman's menstrual blood every month, and whoever you marry will never have children."
John was horrified but couldn't escape. The old woman's words haunted him. "If you live, you die." John returned home, feeling trapped, crying silently, and that was how he became rich, and he started licking. Every month, he would visit several universities, giving huge amounts of money to young ladies, asking them to steal sanitary pads and bring to him. And they would do just that, sneaking around different hostels, stealing parts, and delivering it to John. But after he married Akila, he started getting all his supplies from her. As Akila's monthly visitor arrived, John monitored her, cooking and caring for her. He would secretly add a substance to her drink, making her sleep deeply and bleed heavily. He would then place a white cloth and some parts underneath her, and after some minutes, he would remove them and lick it. This ritual continued for a very long time. Akila enjoyed her luxurious lifestyle, unconcerned about having children. However, one day, while she was about entering a salon, she overheard some women discussing about her childlessness. Akila felt saddened and realized she needed a child to complete her.
Everything is not all about money. The real flex as a woman is to have your children running around your beautiful house, not like what that rubbish Akila is doing. Exactly. She's very beautiful but very daft. I don't admire her one bit. She keeps changing cars like a fool. Anyway, she doesn't have any child to invest on. She just looks like a very sick person, a very rubbish woman with nonsense behavior. And she's extremely jobless, so jobless, always driving around. Anywhere you go, you will see that woman driving around buying unnecessary things. I detest her so much.
Later that evening, she shared her feelings with John, telling him that she was ready to have children and that they should both visit the hospital and find out what was wrong. But his expression changed. He immediately got angry and drove out of the house. He visited the old woman, obtaining a salt to sprinkle in Akila's food, erasing her desire for children.